people will ask you, what kind of team do you have? And I've heard other coaches say this, and I think there's a lot of merit to it when you say, well, ask me 20 years from now, and you'll see what kind of fathers they are, what kind of, how they go along in life, and that's what it's all about.
Hi, I'm Lynn Whitmire, and today I am at Jefferson High School in Jefferson County, West Virginia, with my guest, John Lowery. John has been the head baseball coach here at Jefferson High School for over 50 years. And when I looked up a little about his background, every article that talked about him started with the legendary John Lowery. And it's an adjective well earned, because John, before we get right into the interview, let me just list just a couple of your achievements and accolades. I can't list all of them because we'd be going on for hours. But he was, since becoming head coach in 1973, he's been named the greatest high school coach in state history. You've been honored as the winningest high school coach in state history and winningest active high school coach, because he is still coaching. And in 2002, you were named Coach of the Year by the American Baseball Coaches Group. And recently, in 2023, you were inducted into the American Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. Congratulations.
Well, thank you very much.
And I guess when you look over all these accolades and honors, what is most meaningful to you?
Well, I think, anything like that, all those recognitions are group recognitions. It's a result of a lot of people working together, a lot of people supporting the program. It's just not individual, it's everybody. I've had a lot of great kids, and the opportunity to work with those people and seeing them go on in life and having them come back and coaching some of their children. I've even coached a grandchild or two.
Gosh.
And, those are the things that make it worthwhile when you see that they've gone on and they've done well. People will ask you, what kind of team do you have? And I've heard other coaches say this, and I think there's a lot of merit to it when you say, well, ask me 20 years from now, and you'll see what kind of fathers they are, what kind of, how they go along in life, and that's what it's all about. This is just a step in their process of growing up, an opportunity to learn some things, opportunity to be happy, the opportunity to maybe have some disappointments and see how you can handle them. And all those things go along with athletics. And I've been fortunate in that regard to have been in the right spot at the right time to have the opportunity to be here. And through the years, we've just had a lot of people that have made the whole thing worthwhile. I'd like to back up and say,
well, sure, go ahead.
The accolade of saying you're the greatest high school coach ever in the state of West Virginia. I mean, that's certainly, you feel, but that
makes you feel a little good.
Well, but there's been a lot of great high school coaches in West Virginia, and I don't think that you can pinpoint one and say that.
Well, as you said, you've coached a lot of young men. I mean, probably thousands. And as you look back over it, what are the characteristics that you look for when you start fielding a team? When these kids come and they try out for the baseball team, what characteristics will likely lead to their success?
Well, how they care for each other, how hard they might work, are they team oriented, can they control their emotions? Those are the kind of young men you look for. Sometimes you have some kids that are really talented that maybe are on the edge the other way, but that's part of the challenge. It's to get them to understand that in order to be successful, team success is more important than individual success.
And that's a good lesson, I think, because it's not just the skill set that they bring, but it's that ability to work with other people. And
I've had coaches tell me that they'll come and watch, college coaches I'm talking about that are recruiting. They'll come and they'll watch, and they won't even have anything on that identifies them for a particular university. And they'll want to watch how they go about their business, how they hustle, and how they interact, what their body language is. And I've even had some tell me that like to see how they react when things don't go their way, because they know
Boy,
that,
that's important.
right, because they know
That is a life lesson.
exactly.
Have you found the surge in other sports? Like now, we have soccer, lacrosse is probably moving up too. Is it harder to get? Where's baseball in the interest level of students? Is it the same as it was back in the day?
There's a great
Or is
interest
there
in
more
baseball here.
competition?
I think our area.
Well, because of you have to take a little credit for that.
Well, I think
I'm giving him credit for that. Whether he'll take it or not, that's another thing.
I think we're in a good baseball area. I mean, you can look around, you can see Martinsburg's won state championships, Berkeley Springs state champion. You can go out further, Kaiser, some of those schools. So we're in a good baseball area. But, I think there's value in playing other sports, because there's different types of situations, and maybe the pressure or the moment of the sport, they're different, the discipline. When I was in high school, I played 3 sports. Everybody played.
Yeah, those were the days of multiple letter.
And I think sometimes kids, they want to specialize, and I don't know that they're. I think the experience of playing and interacting with different groups and trying to achieve different goals, I think there's a lot of value.
Well, now I looked up on the internet, and last year the highest paid college baseball coach made $3 million, which is probably a little more than you're earning here in Jefferson County. Have you ever thought of making the move to college?
I never really have, and I think I'm where I belong. I think the recruiting aspect and being out in the way, and that's another skill set in itself, being able to do that. And that's what the key to success at that level is being able to go out and recruit and attract the players.
Well, you obviously have very strong ties to West Virginia. Born, went to school here, college here, and family's important to you. And actually, John's wife is sort of legendary. Vicki Blue, who is a member of the legendary Blue farming family here in Jefferson County. And how has she, and you have 3 sons, how has your family helped you?
Well, let me emphasize this point, and I can't emphasize it too much. If it wasn't for her and her nature and her tolerance and her patience to let me do the things that I do as far as coaching. I've not only coached baseball here, I was the head basketball coach for 11 years, and I was an assistant foot down for a number of years. And, that's a lot of time away. And with 3 young kids, she's supported me every step of the way. If I'd be upset, that's where her patience would come in. If, she'd been tolerant, and she'd been all the things that you could, if you could write a list down of what you would want, she would fill the bill, all of those.
Now, Vicki, I'm going to edit this, but I'm leaving that part in for sure. So that was a nice tribute to her role.
She's even to this day, she's like, I don't think all of us are slowing down a little bit, but she's still there behind me.
Well, and that leads me to the question. Here you've been a coach and in baseball all your life. Is your passion still as strong now that we are getting older? Do you expect to just continue for many more years? Or?
Well, it's something that certainly I think about. She and I had the good fortune. We had enough time in teaching and so forth, and we were able to make it work. That I retired when I was 59, and she still had another year to go till she could retire. But she said, I'm going to have to get up and go to work, and you're going to be. I said, no, go ahead. So she retired too at the same time. So it's almost 20 years now, and I'm coaching kids that weren't even born at that time.
Man.
And your level of success, I think, is when you were in the building, you knew the kids. Some of these young men I don't get an opportunity to meet and know until, they start playing. And I think that stuff.
Whereas when you were also teaching, you got to see them
closer. So I can see that as being a little bit of an issue. But obviously, I can't go on forever. I mean, let's face it, I just turned 70.
Well, you are legendary.
Well, that's something that comes from longevity. That's what that comes from. But, I turned 79 the other day, and there's a divine order of things. I truly believe that. The good Lord, if you look back, the different phases of your life, and I'm in the latter phases of our life, and the reality of it is, while I still enjoy doing it, nobody does it forever. So.
Well, I want to thank you so much for letting me converse with you about your career. As when I told people I was going to be having a conversation with you, they were all just thrilled, because you are so well respected in this community. And I have to say, even though that baseball coach is the highest paid college baseball coach, is earning $3 million a year, to the people and the residents of this community, you are priceless.
I appreciate you saying that. There might be some quarters that wouldn't agree with that. I'm sure.
Well, thank you so much, and you have a very good day.
Okay, well, thank you for this.